What is up, luminous soul, and welcome back to Becoming the Sun with Jowita. I just learned something so incredible from this creator on Instagram about the scoop and soup theory, and it's just so unbelievably mind expansive. Dolores Cannon calls these concepts like mind candy because it's very difficult to comprehend the entirety of what we are. So imagine we are all just unique spoonfuls of the same divine infinite ocean, right? We all look different, we act different, we have differences in our preferences, and we have totally different lives. But we come from the same source. And if we're all the same soup or from the same source, then why do we spend so much time fighting over the bowl? So today I want to talk about how our differences are not meant to divide us. Rather, they are the very keys we need to unlock our own spiritual evolution. So I hope that this episode is inspiring and mind and heart and soul expanding, because that is that is the way that I feel as I think about this concept. So let's back up a little bit. The soup and scoop analogy, and I'll tag the gal below that inspired me to record this because she is wonderful, and it's taking such a concept that is so massive and putting it in such a relatable way. So ultimately, the analogy is if Source, God, or the universe is an infinite ocean of consciousness, i.e., the soup, then each of us is a scoop or a vessel of that ocean. We are not separate from the ocean. We are that ocean experiencing itself through a specific container. And something that I do often when I'm in public, especially in like large groups of people where a lot of people are congregating in one area, is just people watching and observing and being in awe of how we are all so uniquely different, are so unique. We are so unique. We have different shapes and sizes and different nose structures, and our eyes are all different. Eye color is every spectrum of color, right? It's just such a massive thing that I think about sometimes. Everything about us is so unique. And I think it's always just such a cool thing to think about. Like, not only do we look different, but we have different viewpoints. We have different ways of expressing ourselves and speaking, and obviously all the different languages, and everything about us is so unique, which gives the impression that we are all separate because we all look different. And that's the biggest gag of all. That's the biggest like universal joke, the illusion of being separate, because you look different than me, so you must be different than me. Like, yet we all have a beating heart. We all, embody these human bodies. We are one human race. And even further than that, we are all one consciousness. Everything in existence. Oh, it's just such a mind-blowing concept. So because your individual blueprint or your scoop contains a specific mix of experiences, cultural background, and life challenges, you hold a vibration that no one else in history of the universe has ever held. You are the original expression of the whole. That's why, we have this conversation about like AI taking over. AI is going to be a profoundly helpful tool, but it could never replicate the uniqueness and the soul expression of an individual soul. So I think that's just a side tangent, but how beautiful is that? And Dolores Cannon often talks about this a lot in her books and in her lectures, the why of this fragmentation or this separateness. And it's often discussed how souls in her work, she uses the term splinter or fracture themselves into incarnate in physical reality. And the reason why we do this is to experience limitation, growth, and the challenge of navigating the material world. So we never came here to be the same. We never came here to be uniform. We came here to be different so that the source or God could learn about itself from every possible angle, through joy, through struggling, through love, through conflict, and through triumph. And Dolores also talks about how Earth is ultimately the grand experiment, that Earth school, that Earth is a school, and that if everyone were the same, there would be no friction. And even other teachers like Abraham Hicks talks about this, the contrast of life. If there were no friction, there would be no growth. And our differences are the very tools we use to learn how to evolve and how to love. And this takes it into a concept also that I've been thinking about a lot lately, is like how we all possess the keys within ourselves to help unlock certain aspects within each other. We all have beautiful, unique experiences that have molded us and shaped us into the people that we are. We all have endured pain and suffering and difficult emotions that we've navigated through, which already can provide such a beacon of hope for those who are going through things. And also, aside from that, our interests and our passions, we are all meant to be interdependent, and working together in harmony and sharing all of these keys with one another, because our key can unlock so much magic for other people, for someone else. So it's like being in co-evolution with one another. So perhaps my scoop has developed the strength to navigate grief, and your scoop has developed the wisdom to navigate joy. By sharing our lives and sharing our stories, we literally unlock these capacities in each other. We are meant to be interdependent, and I think that's just such a beautiful concept. And furthermore, when we are in conflict with somebody, or if we encounter somebody that we find difficult, rather than hating them, we can consider them a mirror, because we already know those of us who are self-aware and have become very introspective. We know that anytime we are triggered by anything or anyone, it's an invitation to go within and to investigate, because anyone that triggers us is teaching us something within us that needs to be healed. That is the clue. So if they trigger someone or something, triggers a reaction in you, that is actually the key that reveals the aspect of your own psyche that is asking for attention or healing. Isn't that beautiful? Just contemplating that. That's why they say, oh my gosh, that we are never, that it's like we are just one. we are all one in that sense. So we can move from judgment to curiosity. And the shift is, if we are all just different fragments of the same source, then hating another person is literally hating a version of yourself. Instead of looking at a stranger and seeing other or someone different, let's all try to look at them and see another aspect of source, or another aspect of the soup. What does this person know that I don't? What experiences are they having that I've never had? This turns every interaction into a data gathering mission for the soul. Because again, we are all from the same source. And when we realize that, like, that is literally the antidote to war. And that is what will bring world peace, is first of all, loving ourselves enough to know that we are such miraculous beings, that being alive is such a gift, and that this is ultimately just a school, and we are here to learn and grow, and not hating on those who, let's say, are in different levels of understanding, or who don't view things the way that we view them, viewing them as a curiosity. And okay, that's cool, but I'm still going to be respectful and kind to you, even if your belief systems don't align with mine. One thing that I know, being 41 this year, is that the more that I learn, the more I realize how much little I know, because there's just so much information, and being a seeker of truth and seeker of knowledge, the most incredible gift that you can give to yourself and others is having that, knowing that love is the ultimate, and that's all that we're meant to do, is to love and extend that love and extend the understanding and compassion. And yeah, that's the way that I've been feeling lately. Do you guys hear those birds? So many beautiful birds in the background. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing wonderful, and I hope you enjoy the topic for today. I know that things are pretty, chaotic. I know that there's a lot going on right now in the world. A lot has been unveiled, but the best thing that we can do right now is to be that beacon of light and beacon of hope, and be the person that you needed to be. Be the person that you needed when you were little. If we all can collectively step into those roles, like, we're going to continue to flourish, and this world and this earth is going to continue to ascend. And thank you for your unique, beautiful contribution that you make to humanity, because nobody has the gifts and the talents and the personality and the knowledge that you do. You are a walking wealth of knowledge. And there is somebody out there that is going to benefit from, probably already has, you probably have already influenced thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people in your life. So keep sharing your beautiful heart and your knowledge, and let's just all be kind to one another so this world can be what it's meant to be, because it's pretty ghetto and I'm sick of it. And I just want everyone to love one another and for us to work in harmony. So thank you for being a beacon of love and light, and I'm wishing you a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you soon.